Hello guys, welcome back. Thank you guys for liking, for subscribing on my YouTube channel. I'm back again with another video. So actually I read a book like years ago. So I actually went through it. So this is something that I actually wrote in this book. It's about like you taking your power back. It's about you knowing that there's more into life. It's about you that seeking more to life, you being constantly soaking yourself with self-discovery. So which goes well with the video that I'm gonna make today, where I'm gonna talk about the fact that disa- dis- disa- disa- dissatisfaction, what the fuck, dissatisfaction is a gift itself, whereby you lack contentment, whereby you lack satisfaction, dissatisfaction. Because it happens in life, whether you, whatever journey you are at, even sometimes being in your spiritual journey, you feel discouraged, you feel like there's something missing, whatever, because spirituality is way deeper than you think. It's not always about the peripheral stuff like I'm spiritual, I carry herbs, I carry blah 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 blah, I'm a shaman, I'm this, I'm that. It's deeper than that. So dissatisfaction is a gift itself. So I actually wrote, it's more like a small poem. So I'm talking about, like, okay, let me just go. I didn't put a title on it. She was found soaking in her solitude, adjusting her crown as she knew she was a goddess. She knew when to fall back and ground her energy. Tapping into her priestess gift was her point. She knew when to leave things that are not supporting her higher self. They said she's lucky. In all truth, she was making love with revolution. A version of herself that she never met, was her seductive pony. Her pony was seductive in that way. I think I wrote this thing on my Instagram, but it was so nice to come across it. So yeah, dissatisfaction itself, being dissatisfied with your life, being satisfied with whatever, it's a gift itself, because it gives you an opportunity to look within yourself, to realize that there's more than what you already label yourself as. Probably you already label yourself that this is what I want for my whole fucking life, until you realize, you know what, there's actually more into life. What I've signed up for, it does not mean I should not be versatile. It doesn't mean that I should look for other ways to make it. It does not mean that I should ignore my divinity, because we all have a divinity within ourselves. So divinity, it's what we carry within ourselves in whatever lifetime that you're actually in. Because in this lifetime, probably your divinity, it's a continuation of what you were in a past life. So we usually go through a phase where we like, this is where I was in the last past life, in the past life, and I'm gonna continue with whatever. So I'm just trying not to talk about the past life shit, because it's much as real. A lot of people have like, it's crazy, blah blah blah, but I'm not gonna act like spirituality itself is not crazy, because spirituality, how the far the deeper you go, you realize it's crazy. That's why most of the time you feel like you're losing your mind, because that shit is scary, it's psychotic, it's paranormal, like it's dark and it's light. Like it's a white shit to communicate with spirit. It's a white shit to be in a place where you're receiving message to a lot of aliens, because we eventually, you are a fucking alien if you allow yourself to. We're all aliens. It's just that some people act like it's not real, because it helps with their mental health. Anything that is new, obviously it can do something to mental health, to the point that you're like, this is crazy. I don't want to go deep. I don't want to go. So dissatisfaction itself is a gift because you are giving yourself permission to discover another part of yourself, probably that you suppressed. You can discover yourself, the part of yourself where you like, I think I've reached this phase in my life and I'm fine with this phase in my life, but I feel like there's another phase that I haven't seen. It's another phase that I haven't come across, that I knew that I have to go through it. So you're just giving yourself permission, giving yourself opportunities, new beginnings, whereby you are like, I need to know more about this. I need to whatsoever, because at the end of the day, when the phase is over, you're gonna see sign. You're gonna fucking see sign. Like, you know what? I'm in this. I've been into this for a while now, and as I've been into this for a while now, I realize that, you know what? I need some new change. I need something. Sometimes the change that you actually need, it can be you having a new hobby. Probably you suppressed the fact. Probably when you're a child, you were wanting to plant, to have your own garden, because you grew, you ended up feeling like it's easy to buy things in a restaurant or easy to buy things in a supermarket whereby it's already prepared for you. But it will always like have that, you always been grown in it. Like, I want to plant my own food. I want to have my own garden. I want to have my own, I want to create my own fashion. Like, I want to be the one who design my own fashion. But you suppress that because you believe like probably you are what gift can I use without using the spiritual gift? Let me just use spiritual gift. Probably you have a spiritual gift and you channel your spiritual gift probably through being a spiritual teacher, spiritual advisor, being a life coach, being whatsoever that you choose to go with. And then out of the blue, you just know that I want to have my own fashion. I just want to design my own shit. I just want to do this. I want to do that. And then you allow yourself to be in a place to be like, I'm more than just, as much as you're more than just spirit, you are also more than your body. You're more than what you've been presented with. You are more than what you're being exposed with. You are fucking versatile. Like, the thing is, I was actually reflecting on a lot of things, which sometimes I find myself feeling guilty for being a dog. Like, I'm a dog. Like, I'm a dog for life, and I'm fine with that. So I was actually reflecting on this shit and was like, you know what? Since I was a kid, I always have a dark life. It's just that now it's surfacing. I'm a dog. Like, since like I was a kid, probably it ended when I was 9. When I was 9, I was like, I need to stop being a dog because I don't know where did I get that energy from being a dog. Because when I'm talking about being a dog, I'm talking about obvious when I speak, people like she used profanity a lot, blah blah blah. It refer as a dog, and another thing is people like to act like when we're in a spiritual journey, you're not gonna put in a position whereby you're physical, you have to fight people physically. But there will be a time for that. Like, there will be time. I'm not gonna promote like like being a dog, like that, carry guns, shit and shoot people whoever just disagree with you. No, I'm not talking about that shit. I'm talking about you allowing yourself to be in a place where you're like, it's not a bad thing to be a fucking dog. Like, it's not. Like, I've been reflecting on that a lot, and the intuitive message that I got around it, it was the fact that we are fucking versatile, right? We are so fucking versatile. As much as you are a fucking dog, you need to understand that it's okay to be Jesus. It's okay to be Buddha. It's okay to be um everything should be moderate. Sometimes like the dog in you should be like at least 5%, and the Buddha in you probably like 50%. And like, you just have to be, you'll be put in a position whereby you have to be fucking versatile. you need to be this, you need to be that, you need to be that. Because sometimes I find it difficult because I'm like, I separate this side of myself. And since I was 9, I was like, I'm done with being it up. I'm done being in whatsoever. But you know what? It's not a bad to be in a position whereby you've been put in a position like that, and you need to fight. You need to. I'm not like gonna play the left. Say for example, I'm not promoting playing dating. I'm promoting you. God sometimes will put you in a position whereby you need to, like, I know, like oh, shut up, like I do shut up. There is a point where I'm like, be quiet, my child, be quiet, my child. There's no need to argue with this fool. There's no need for me to be in a position where I'm trying to prove a point. There's no need for me to be that. Because at some point in our life, we are given a chance to be in a place where we're like, this battle is not a battle that I want to be involved with. And we know, like, I don't want, because you read energy, you use discernment. Like, I don't need to do this. I don't need to be in a position where I'm like, I'm fighting for something that I know it's ego based, because there's nothing really wrong with operating from an ego. Don't get me wrong, I do operate from my ego. It's just that sometimes I feel like the life itself is supposed to be and like encouraged through ensoulment, whereby we're guided by our own soul. But sometimes we will be put in a position whereby we use our ego, because the dark life, it comes from an ego whatsoever. It will use from that kind of place. You know when you're supposed to fight someone. You know when you're supposed to be in a position whereby you speak your truth to someone. You know whereby you need to expose motherfuckers, because it's part, you're a fucking whistleblower. You're a fucking warrior. Being a warrior, it can be a vocal warrior, it can be a mental warrior, it can be a physical wa- warrior, it can be physical, I mentioned, it can be a spiritual, like you just know that I'm a spiritual motherfucker. I slay shit. I slay motherfuckers. You just know that. So you are being allowing yourself to be versatile. So I know that I'm just now feel like I'm talking out of the topic, but it's a great example, because I realized in a spiritual community, I don't know, maybe like they are so scared of being different because sometimes we're already being different. Sometimes some of them that are so afraid of sharing some information because of the fact that they'll be viewed as shadow operating from that shit. Because I realized even the shadow self, I uh, it's still part of you. It's still part of you. Just that you allowing yourself to be like, I'm not gonna allow that mindset to be part of my continuation of my journey, because you realize my shadow self most of the times it's me feeling low, me whatsoever. I need to move away from, because sometimes at some point you'll be like elevating, and the next thing you're being pulled back to that part of yourself that you thought it's over. Because I realized like recently, like it's been like brewing, like it's brewing a lot, like a past version of yourself trying to emerge, because you are elevating to another version of self. Be like, ah, don't leave me, don't leave, like we want to drag you back to who you used to be. And it's okay, because it's part of life. There's nothing wrong with finding yourself in a position whereby you're being pulled back by the energies that you felt like you already mastered, because we're all constantly mastering our soul. We're constantly mastering our versatility. Versatility, is it a word for versatility? So we're constantly mastering being versatile. We're constantly being mastering. I'm like, obviously when you the first time you can come across me, you'll be like, she's so fucking quiet. And then when I'm starting like when I'm starting to talk, people will be like, I don't you are quiet and shit. And most of the time, usually those motherfuckers overlook you. Obvious, I don't mind. You can overlook me. You can look at me down. Look me down. I don't feel any kind of like I need to show up as their best. I like, no, I don't need to prove. But the thing is, the fact that you're overlooking me, there's high possibility that I don't like you. Two, there's high possibility that I already see how your mind works, and I just know that I don't need you in my life, because being overlooked, being undermined, it gives you like a fucking gift to just know I ain't fucking with you. I ain't fucking with you. I ain't fucking like you just know I don't fuck with these motherfuckers whatsoever. So it's like that. It's actually like that because like you're in a place where you be like And even those motherfuckers who undermine you, be like, some of them are shameless. They have no sense of shame. Like, you undermine someone, you treat them in a different way, but you think like you're entitled to feel like this, or you're supposed to allow you in their life. Like, it's shitty. So dissatisfaction itself is a gift. It can happen in your soul level, in your soul evolution. Because recently, there's actually Dr. Sarah. She's actually like, she now she refers herself as a witch, which is good because most people who actually have a special gift, they are fucking witch. She's going deep now to the cult shit, that she was actually running away from. I like. I'm just gonna make an example for about her. She's Dr. Sarah. She's actually like on Instagram. She's a divine being. So what happened is she's starting to go deep on spirituality. She's trying to emerge psychology that she knew, but she know that she want more into it. Like, she wanted to put, because spirituality and psychology, it's like this, guys, like it's like this. So she wanted to merge it in a way that it accommodates her witchness, because she was trying to run away from it to focus more on the psychology. So she know that I need to be more than that. She's emerging onto that, and it's cute. Like, you can tell that this is nice, this is divine. Like, she allow herself to be versatile, she allow herself to be different, she allow herself to go through self-discovery, whereby she's allow herself to be a new version of herself that is trying to emerge. Probably she was being suppressing it because of the how the word cult, we use cult, because most of the time there's actually a dark cult, there's actually a white cult. The white cult is whereby we allow ourselves to grow, evolution happen, love, sisterhood, brotherhood, um spiritual growth, whatever. That's a white cult. But also a dark cult, because obviously when it comes to our society, always gonna be the dark shit and the like, and the like. I don't know why they say this dark, because I'm that, like, sometimes I'm like, this example, but okay. So the dark shit, it's whereby there are rituals that are being done to kill someone. Like, she's just becoming a threat, we need to kill her, whether we kill character assassination, or we doing what, we kill like physical for her to die, or anything like that. Or maybe like it can be like those dark shit, like how we can um destroy her, destroy her confidence, destroy, like it can be like a dark shit whereby it's just too dark, like, you know. So I'm just gonna talk about that, because even I myself, sometimes the word cult, it just trigger me. Like, I've been reflecting on that. I'm like, why it trigger me? Because obviously I grew up in a cult myself, so obviously you just gonna have to understand not everything that is cult is a bad shit. So yeah, dissatisfaction itself is a fucking gift. It allow you to be in a position whereby you constantly defining what is your priority, what do you want to maneuver, how do you want to maneuver life, how do you want to make those changes, what things that you want to try, what things that you're actually grown into. Because at the end of the day, we are constantly grown to something, drawn to something that makes sense to us. Probably it's part of ourselves that we already suppress, because we're layers, we're onion, we are fucking onions. We constantly, whenever you opening an onion, there's another layer of ourselves that we haven't yet met, which is okay, because it's a fucking journey. Just think about it. You having a life whereby even yourself, you can't even figure yourself out. Sometimes you're like, who the fuck I am I? Like, I've been asking myself lately, like, who the fuck am I? Because I'm constantly like introduced in a version of myself that I don't even fucking know. And I'm like, fuck. By that time I was already like, feel like dissatisfied in a way, because dissatisfaction is a gift itself, because you end up like detaching from a lot of things, and you're like, fuck, this is who I am. Because the thing is, most of the time, you get things whereby you're not attached, whereby you are not having so much expectation. You're just allowing yourself to move. You're just allowing yourself to flow with energy. You're allowing yourself to be in an energy where you're like, you know what? I don't need to have control. I don't need to control so much. I just have to control how I react to situations. I just have to control um things that I watch, things that I eat. Like you just in that part of yourself, you be like, I don't, I don't need to know everything. I don't need to be right all the time. I make mistake. You just acknowledge that, and then out of the blue, and you be like, you find yourself. You find another version of yourself. It's like you're doing a puzzle. You fucking putting pieces of your fucking puzzle, and most of those puzzle happen with most of those piece of the puzzle happens with soul test. We go through a fucking test. Some of them are visible tests. Some of them are tests that you won't even realize they're actually tests. That's why there's a saying that say there is calm before a storm, because the storm itself, it comes whereby you just already like surrender to the surrender to the calm, to the point that you are not open to the storm itself, to whereby you just like already close it off, like you're like, I'm closing the storm itself. When it happened, we have so much resistance, because like God is so fucking weird. Like he's so fucking weird. Like God and our sisters is so fucking weird. Sometimes I'm like, this nigga is so weird. Like it will allow you to getting so fucking comfortable, and the next thing he'll have you in a fucking storm. Like how can I not have resistance? How can I not find myself feeling like I need to curse a bitch out? I need to be mean about it, you know? Because eventually some storms come when you're exactly like comfortable and not even have awareness of the fact that there's actually a storm. You be like, I'll be like, oh, until like you acknowledge it, and you be like surrender, and you be like, okay, I know the storm's gonna go by, because at the end of the day there is actually light at the end of the tunnel, because the tunnel can't be the tunnel forever. Probably it's a few meters, and then it's the same thing with life. It's the same thing with being dissatisfied. It's just you being reminded of the fact that there are things that you don't know about yourself. There are things that you don't have not yet met. You are things that you don't know about. You don't need to feel to the point that you be like, I'm so like, it's the same thing with like, I am so done with dating. Probably I'm not gonna love again. I'm not gonna date again. I'm not gonna have friends again. I'm not gonna have this and that. And then out of the blue, when you just open and a lot of things happen, and you're like, wow. It's the same thing with the gift. Like you will be assuming the gift that you actually meant to receive right now, it's a material gift, until you realize, yeah, there's other gift that you're not aware of. Probably it's a gift that you can't touch. It's a gift that is actually not tangible. So you be like, probably right now what I need is love. It's love. And you be like, yeah, yeah, I fucking need love. And the next thing, the first thing that God give you is a friendship. And you be like, initially we have the resistance, like, but I'm just open to love. I'm not yet open to friendship. Blah 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 blah. And then you'll be like, obviously, probably you've done it in a way for with yourself and whatsoever. But the gift that you actually get first is a friendship, but you're looking forward to actually have a love, you love of your life, whatever that you call it. And then the next thing, the gift happened to be another tangible gift, but definitely a friendship. Or sometimes you are looking forward to have a gift that is not probably like looking forward to have a confidence, to have a motivation again, to be motivated, to have inner strength, to be courageous. You're looking forward to that, only to find out the gift that you actually need right now is you relocating to another different city, different different city, different probably you're living in a city now, you're living in a country life. You are moving out of the country because you was be so focused on other things that you don't know that God know us more than anyone. Like this is something that I usually like. I'm like, you know what? Whenever I'm having resistance, I'm like, but I wanted that. I wanted that. And we're like, this man know me more than anyone. He knew what I needed to go through in order to be who I am right now. I don't know what exactly the future's gonna be like. I don't know what I am gonna go through. I don't fucking know. I just know that sometimes I do feel like I'm being tested. My faith is being tested. Like it can be fucking tested. Like to the point that you will be like, I know sometimes we have attachment with God, like the attachment which is not good too. Like this is something that I'm like, sometimes my attachment will be like, I will need confirmation. I need you to communicate me in this certain way. And then he'll be like, who the fuck do you think I am? Why do you think you need to only receive my message through dreams? Because I can communicate through any other way around. I can use somebody. You need to be versatile because you're gonna always what like obvious when you're gonna get message through dreams only. You're gonna wanna sleep a lot. You're gonna wanna sleep a lot. Not only that, like we be so like sometimes the justification happen with books. You be like the books are fucking boring me until you realize probably you're lacking entertainment in your life. You were supposed to be going about entertaining yourself. You neglect it a lot because the thing is with it's important to balance ourselves. Sometimes we tend to be so focused on one thing to the point that it causes a lot of dissatisfaction with other areas of our life. We tend to be like, I'm so focused on reading books, but you're not laughing. You're probably laughing alone, but you're not allowing yourself to be in a public setting. Because eventually I don't like public setting that much, but I know that sometimes when I wouldn't even realize I actually needed that until I'm outside. I'm like, oh fuck, this is wow. Like you just like have to learn everywhere. Like the teachers are everywhere. The things that we need, the messages that we need are fucking everywhere. They can be humans, it can be books, it can be animals, it can be trees, like the trees itself, it can be whatsoever. That's how disapplication happen. It happens when we're just so focused on one thing. We need to balance everything out. We need to entertain ourselves. We need to probably try a new haircut, try a new hairstyle, try a new color. It can be like that. Sometimes it comes in many forms. It not always comes with career because even a career itself, it can cause a lot of dissatisfaction. Sometimes the way you've been doing things, maybe you need like a change because we don't need fucking changes. We just how can we are people who can be get a lot of being we can be so fucking comfortable with how we've been doing things to the point that probably we need to lose something. It can be just something like as your washing machine stop working. Obviously, you just know every Saturday I'm just gonna wake up probably at 6 and put laundry because probably the laundry itself is separated yes Friday night or maybe Friday, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna put you just and the next thing you just know now your routine is changing. So now you have to either you wash your own with your own hand because obviously not everybody live without a budget. Some people will be like, oh, my iron is actually dead, so I need to buy a new one. Some people are like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it next month, or maybe like I need to skip because I need to use money wisely. Like we're just different people. So a lot of things can happen through a routine itself. Like the dissociation can happen through your fucking routine. You feel like you're doing the same thing. It's boring. Blah 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 blah. Because it's part of life. It's a gift itself. It's a gift to reflect on yourself. It's a gift how you've been focus on one thing to the point that you forget that you actually have a lot of things. You are so more than what you think you are. You are so more than how you actually describe yourself. You are so more than anything. You're so more than that. And even myself, I'm a fucking introvert, but when I'm speak with people I'm actually like, comfortable with, you realize it. The things with personality itself, it's just a fucking label. It's just stereotype itself because people assume that you're introvert. You're supposed to look like a wet chicken. You're supposed to sound like wet chicken. You're supposed to be this and that. There was a time that I was actually like that, but my introverted at the time, it has a lot of trauma. Now it has a traumas. But those traumas are traumas that I have knowledge about. I have awareness about. Even some of them I'm not yet awake with. Sometimes you'll be like, why I do this? And then you'll be like, oh, because you this of this or that. I'm constantly allowing myself to change. I'm allowing myself to have different faces. I'm allowing myself to know when I'm tired of the fucking routine. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. So the being dissatisfied itself, it's a gift. The dissatisfaction can come anyway. When you feel like books are actually boring you, probably there's a reason why they're boring you. You need to look at the different book. Probably you're in a psychology book. Probably you need now to read about uh plants, tropes, anything like that, because that's how it is. You need to balance things out. You don't need to focus on one thing. You learn things from everywhere. So don't allow yourself to be a person who actually focus on one thing. So guys, thank you for liking, for subscribing on my YouTube channel. So bye.